2 years ago, when we were going through the strategic planning process, we really intentionally embedded our DEI work into the strategic plan process. We didn't want it to kind of happen in parallel. We wanted it to happen together. And by doing that, as we had conversations, as we explored kind of what our results were in the community, what was going on in our communities, it just became really, really clear that though the organization's been doing this work for 100 years, there hasn't been any meaningful progress for some groups of people. And because of that, we wanted to be just really clear that this is what we're fighting against, that if we want to have the impact we all desire to have, we have to impact the inequities that are present, particularly racism, which is, I think, the predominant and largest issue facing the Cleveland area, at least. So by stating it in our mission statement and then embedding it within the plan, so all throughout the strategic plan there are equity-related goals, and within the service areas in particular, each year now we're embedding equity-related goals into our quality improvement plan. So it's just keeping it at the forefront of our mind so that we're not overlooking it, that we don't get stuck in kind of the old thinking of the meritocracy, or that it's all personal responsibility. It really is a system that we're working against, and that changes the way we work with people. When you're working with someone that they're responsible for everything that happens to themselves, then you're going to take a different approach than if you see them within a system, and a system that is keeping them down. Then you change the way that you provide that service. There were a few things that the team at Equius did with us. So I think first, they helped us get a common language and understanding of what the problems were. So there was kind of a lot of that just didactic learning we had to go through, and which was really helpful. I think it just setting the right stage for the conversation. But then what we really got into was an assessment of ourselves as well as our team. So they use tools to help us better understand where we are in our journey, both individually and then as a team. The last thing that I'd say they did is they worked really hard on team development. So setting our own the norms of the team, beginning to have tough conversations. And they did that through, calling people in, through sharing their observations of what they see, and really helping to push those conversations forward. Whether it's, again, training for our staff, or doing focus groups with the staff, or doing some leadership development with the executive team and team building. They've just been there all along the way to help us on this journey. It all starts with the strategic plan and recognizing if you have a strategy, if you want to accomplish goals, none of that's going to happen if you don't have the right culture that can basically achieve those results. And so as a team, we talked a lot about what are the aspects of the culture we need today to accomplish what we set forth in a strategic plan, and came up with what you just mentioned in terms of service-oriented, co-creating, anti-racist, inclusive, and pioneering, that we felt if we had those attributes in our culture, that we'd be successful in our fight for equity. And the Equius team, again, has just been a great partner, a great thought partner in thinking through, first, what is the culture that we needed, and then as we worked through going about the culture change, I would consider them to be advisors through that process. They also did their own listening sessions, and that information was also really helpful at understanding what the current culture was, because people will say things to a consultant that they're not going to say to me. So it was just another source of information to really get at the truth about what was going on within the organization.